Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
She is back.
I am back. Yes, we got the mic working.
We got the mic working before we got her another computer. Everything's good. So good now. So we're going to talk about things that are not so good. And that is everyday life. Everyday life is not so good now compared to what it was 5 or 10 years ago. And it's interesting. What kicked this video off was a video by Jaiden Animations, who our kids have been watching for a very, very long time.
Our son sent it to us because it's everything that Kneon and I have been talking about to him and to our daughter, and it's everything we've been complaining about and everything we've been doing videos on. And now, you know, Jaiden's even doing a whole video on it as well because it's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, and Jaiden is a younger millennial, I guess, late 20s.
She'd be like the very end of between millennial and Gen Z, like at the very end of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are they going to call that? Like they call us Zennials. I guess it'd be another Zennials, but with a Z. Yeah, she's noticing that everything has gotten worse in the last couple of years. And we're going to tell you, as people that are older than she is, that yes, you're not crazy. Everything has gotten worse. Everything has gotten worse. Customer service has gotten worse. Businesses have gotten greedier. Your doctor is not as attentive as they used to be.
Well, they're all owned by corporations now and like venture capital companies and things like that. You used to have like local doctors, and now their offices are all being bought out by, you know, medical conglomerates. And you're lucky, you know, if you can get even an appointment anymore.
Yes. So we're going to talk about that and everything being online all the time. And we theorize that maybe this has something to do with Gen Z in particular, wanting to go back to a more simple time when we have more analog stuff. Because right now, if the internet goes down, we are completely screwed.
Well, yeah, nothing works.
Nothing works.
So that's why they want to go back to it, because nothing works. And like she brings up in this video about all the apps you need just to make stuff work. I mean, we're going to talk about it, but before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do. Woohoo.
Look, we've been talking about this a lot, and I keep telling our kids about this too. I'm like, the pandemic broke everything. It was starting before the pandemic. Cory Doctorow calls it enshittification. Mm-hmm. The enshittification of the internet and the enshittification of everything else started before the pandemic, but definitely there is a noticeable difference before and after the pandemic. Like that 2 or 3 years, just like it broke everything and nobody knows how to do anything anymore. No. And it's really weird. I mean, just everything has been just upended.
One of the examples she gives is she goes to the bank, right? Because she needs a new debit card, as one does. You go to the bank to get a debit card fixed. And she gets to the bank, and then they make her wait for half an hour, and then they tell her that, no, they don't do that there. It's like hell they don't. That's where you go if you need a new debit card. I mean, they might send it to you in the mail, but our office, and we lived in Podunk area. Mm. It was like a small area, and they got me a card that day.
It was like within 15 minutes. They're like, walk into the safe, they pull a card out, they put your information out, they hand it to you, they say, there you go spend some money.
Well, apparently she sat there for half an hour and then they didn't even give her a card. The thought, you know, they're talking about in this video, like she's talking about a lot of things we talked about, which is, you know, you buy your car and now they want you to pay subscription services to run your car. How every appliance is connected, you know, to the internet, which is why I won't buy appliances that connect to the internet. Because, you know, to run it, you have to have an app for everything to make it work. She said about, and we talked about this. This is all stuff we talk about. Yeah. She talked about how she doesn't subscribe when she buys stuff online. She's like, no, I don't want to subscribe to your newsletter. And then she's still getting ads for it. Or you just happen to look up something on your computer and then you get inundated with ads for something. You talk about something in your house, you get inundated with ads for something that you mentioned.
It's insane. Everything, like even our stepper, I can tell you this, the elliptical, which I use pretty much every day, every other day. Well, it wants to do an update now too. The problem is it's getting stuck halfway through the update, and the update's so big that it can't fit on it because this elliptical is like 5 years old because I bought it during the pandemic.
So they're trying to give you an update that won't even fit.
Yes.
And let me guess, it won't work now?
I have to manually control my speed now, because I can't get it to, And their solution,
they wanted to update with something that it can't support.
Yeah, so what their solution will be, I guarantee, is if I call them, they'll be like, oh, how long have you had that? Oh, 5 years.
You need to buy a new one.
You need to buy a new one. I'm like, I just got done paying the other one off. Like, I'm not buying another elliptical. It works fine. It's just the electronics, and you need the electronics to do it. And that's like, yeah, your car, everything is electronic. And she was talking about that. Like, you have no instruments anymore. You have no physical
When
instruments.
they said
Everything is
it
an
updates,
iPad.
you have to, it shuts your car down to update, and you're like locked there and you can't go anywhere. And she's like, it wouldn't update in my garage, but it'll update in the middle of the road. You know, and
Yeah.
you know, it's that's what she's talking about here, and how ridiculous it is. It's all the stuff we've been talking about on here, which is why we keep seeing so many people going back to the analog or the old school video games and things like that. But it's not just there; it's everywhere. It's like you try to do anything anymore, and people are just incompetent.
Yeah, I mean, this is, and like, I'm not trying to attack people who are doing service jobs or whatever, and they're trying as best they can, right? But there is this influx of incompetency that I have seen, that even bare minimum stuff, people and they want paid 3 times as much to do a third of the work that they used to do. And this is why I think it's so popular. Everybody's trying to unionize now or whatever. But I'm like, just the competency is not there. But you go out to eat, you go to a grocery store, you go anywhere, and it's like a crapshoot whether or not the people are going to know how to do the basics. Like, it was a given before the pandemic. If somebody's working a cash register, unless they're a trainee, they know how to work the cash register. If somebody's making your food, unless they're a trainee or just don't care anymore,
Well, that's the
whatever,
problem. You're answering your own question. Is there's so many people that are trainees because they keep the turnover rates ridiculous.
and everybody wants paid more. And
But even like beyond that, like utility companies,
the utility
we had
companies.
another house, okay, and we had the water. We used it for office space and stuff like that, so we weren't in there all the time, and we had the water on basically, you know.
It's like on autopilot, whatever the bare minimum was, because we weren't flushing toilets.
And then when we did, it was that you had to use so much gallons of water before you had to pay, and we were nowhere near that, nor would we be. And you know, our water got shut off at that house. And we're like, why is the water shut off? Well, here, because the person put it to the other program, they still put it in for, you know, somebody else got wires crossed and they still shut it off, even though they weren't supposed to. This keeps happening, you know, and now they automate everything with AI.
Yeah.
So if there's a mistake, and we've had this happen before, where power got shut off at our other house because the one we're in now, we paid the bill. It was their glitch, their mistake on their account, and they shut it off anyway. Before we even and before we even had a chance to, we literally got the notice, and then the guy was there, and it was
a guy shows up. I mean, this is a couple of years ago. Guy shows up at our house, and here what they've been doing is they were actually putting the money toward the other property. And I'm like, everything it's done online, it's automated. Even with the internet, like the guy used to have a really good kind of rapport with the guy that handles our internet. And he was even like, yeah, everything's being outsourced to India and AI. He's like, we don't even have local people here. If you're complaining into a void.
Yeah, you can't, and nothing gets done because it's all automated. It's all AI. It's all, how can we have few people work here so we can pocket more money?
That's what the whole thing's about.
I mean, all the utility companies are privately owned now and stuff. It used to be like they're corporate. I mean, and they're corporate now, and it's all about profits and about, you know, venture capitalists buying in on everything. And it used to be privately owned stuff for a lot of it, and then, you know, it was their job to try to make the customer service great. And now they don't care, and nothing flipping works.
Well, that's why I think this whole thing, I mean, the root of it, and look, I want to be clear, I definitely have a capitalist streak in me, but there's a difference, I think, between capitalism as we've understood it and the corporatism that's going on now. And the corporatism is there's just absolutely no way to win because they control everything.
Yeah, and they just do the bare minimum or less.
Right.
And it's not even the bare minimum, honestly.
It's not even the bare minimum.
You're just pay pigs, and they don't do their job.
Oh, and everybody views you as a pay pig. We're just talking about hospital stuff, doctor stuff now. Like, I mean, I'm afraid, like, I don't like doctors to begin with, but because of the pandemic, because of the thing we were forced to take, or that they're trying to force us to take, I kind of like backed off because I'm like, yeah, I don't know if they really know what they're talking about too much. But beyond that, you go to the doctor now, you are a subscription. You're basically, you subscribe to health insurance at a ridiculous premium. We have to pay through the nose.
Got worse.
It just got worse, but we have to pay through the nose. Like, we at one point in time, we were paying $2,000 a month for health insurance. I'm not even kidding. Like, I would wince every time.
And it wasn't because we were making a whole lot of money either. It was
that was just to cover a family of 4. But we had to pay full price for it. And I'm like, because we were self-employed, and I'm like, that's insane. But then you go because we live in the Pittsburgh area. You go to downtown Pittsburgh and you see all these UPMC buildings. I'm like, well, congratulations. I probably pay for that elevator and I probably pay for that thing. And we don't use enough to warrant what we were spending, but they make it so you have to have it. And then they instill the fear of death in you. Oh my God, if you don't have health insurance, the day after it gets canceled, you will just drop dead. You know,
you'll get an accident, and you could
be an accident.
You could get an accident or something.
You could, but then it's everything else too. It's not just the health insurance. You go to the doctor, they want to put you on pills, they want to put you on programs, they want to make sure you come in every other month for whatever thing that may or may not be necessary. And you don't even trust your doctor anymore because you're just a pay pig.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's because it's not even the doctors. It's because they keep getting bought out by, once again, venture capital owned, hospital organizations, hospital groups that are going to buy up all the hospitals.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're buying up all the hospitals. And then as soon as they get bought out by these companies, it all goes to shit because the people they put in charge, don't care. And they implement all kinds of new programs and take on too many people they can handle, because before they did what they could do, and it was, customer care, patient care was number one. Now it's profits are number one. And that's the problem. But, we've talked about this so many times for so many different things between, we've mentioned, the refrigerator. They wanted you to pay.
They want you, yeah.
They run ads on it.
They want to run ads on your refrigerator, your television, everything spies on you now. I mean, it's insane. Like, you don't want to be one of these like crazy hermits or whatever and go off the grid, but it's getting to a point where you can't even get on the internet without just being bombarded with bullshit. And I think before it's all said and done, I think we're going to have two internets. I think we're going to have like a more old school internet, and then we're going to have the enshittified, AI infused, ad infused fever dream that, all these corporations want. So we'll have like the corporate run internet, and then we'll just have, private individuals just kind of talking to each other online without all the bullshit.
Even jobs. We were talking about that the other day. Jobs even used to be that you could put an application in, or you go and talk to somebody, get a job. Now you have to do it all online or whatever. And then the algorithm, or now AI, could just kick you out for whatever reason. They don't look for the right things. And you might be a highly qualified individual, never gets a chance because it just kicks you out for some stupid reason. Like, I know you ran into it years ago when it was because you didn't have a college degree, even though you had years, you had more than the equivalent experience.
I beat out people with degrees in every job I've had. You get to a place, especially doing the web development and the coding and the marketing stuff, that the degree is not really going to help you that much anyway, because the technology changes so much that if you got a degree 10 years ago, well, they're not even using that anymore.
Right.
Technology that you were trained on. So it's like you got to kind of keep up with it.
People, like I told you, we mentioned on one of the other videos, I'm not going to go through the whole story again, but our son was just got a degree in business, and the teacher was talking about how their one friend wasn't getting any of the people put through that were qualified, including somebody he knew was highly qualified. And they didn't get through. He was getting people that weren't qualified, and he was confused. So he made up a fake account, gave it so it hit every qualification, and it still got rejected. Because he doesn't even know what they were searching for, but it wasn't what they needed. And it's because the AI and the algorithm kicked it out. You don't get to talk to people anymore. You don't get to, it's ridiculous. It needs to go back to more like it was. The corporations, it needs to stop. Like, we have Google ruining the whole internet. Now they're going to probably ruin YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, look at Google with the internet and how and YouTube, that's a whole nother thing. People are losing their channels. We didn't do a video on it because I don't know what the hell's going on exactly, but a lot of people are losing their channels. But Google has basically destroyed the internet with AI, with Gemini, with chasing, maximum profit. And it's not just blogs and stuff that have been shut down. It's also, small businesses that maybe had online stores that were SEO optimized so people find their stuff. So many businesses are tied into the internet, and then Google just tossed a hand grenade into it because they were chasing maximum profit for themselves.
Yes. And that's just it. You're literally destroying these companies, these corporations are destroying everything. And like, we're a capitalist, but we're not corporationists, I guess is the answer.
I think if you've got that much power, there needs to be, just kind of like Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And I think
great power should come great checks and balances. And,
I think if you've got
laws.
that much power, and you've got that much power to basically make and break any potential competitor, there needs to be some kind of checks and balances or
Great
something.
power comes a big checkbook that pays off politicians.
Well, and that's it. How these companies go unchecked, it's the politicians. Politicians will let them do whatever the hell they want. They throw some money toward their campaign, and we'll just turn a blind eye. Whatever. Dump that toxic waste into
tips. I mean, don't tell anybody.
Here's some stock tips. Here we're gonna maximum profit. We're gonna force everybody to take our pharmaceutical products. So make sure you get in on that. There's your stock tip. But like this has come from BuzzFeed. They're like, here's all the stuff that's been broken since the campaign. There's a Reddit thread on it. It's 24-hour stores and supply chains. Yeah, I mean, we had Walmart was open 24 hours a day like 20 years ago. You could go because we used to go on toy runs at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
24 hours a day right until the pandemic.
I know. And now it's actually a pain in the ass. And no offense to Walmart employees, but you guys are plugging up the aisles when we're trying to shop.
Shopping stuff. They're trying to do their shopping thing, and then
you're stocking shelves. So you drop a pallet in the middle of the aisle, and you're stocking the shelves, and then you act annoyed when we, the customers, want to buy something, and you're standing right in front of it. But then it's not just that, because now we have the curbside pickups. Now you've got those people in there too, and it's like half the store is full of Walmart employees running around, and it's really hard to shop now. Dining out, they said the bar is so much lower for good food and service.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess I haven't been to Vegas since the pandemic, but they say all the cheap buffets are gone. People are so outwardly mean now, antagonistic and proudly uninformed. We've lost all sense of a social contract. I've tried explaining to my son. He said people are assholes now. I'm like, they were always assholes, but they weren't as bad as they are now.
Yeah, now they're techno assholes. No, I'm sorry.
Techno assholes.
They're just worse. I think everybody's this tired, exhausted, and you just like eventually you just get fed up and you're like, fine, if you're gonna do it to me, I'm gonna do it to you. And it doesn't solve anything, but it is what it is.
All this stuff, genuine human interaction. Everything feels technological.
Customer service, don't even get me started.
From phone lines, if they have them at all, to in-person experiences, the in-person part is likely to do with people outwardly turning into complete assholes during the pandemic. People did. People got locked down in their houses for 2 years, and they lost all sense of decency. It's kind of like when you were teaching, you were talking about how kindergartners were kind of savage, and you had to.
Oh yeah, you have to teach them to be like human. Basically.
And that's what I feel like's going on now. Like we were all locked in our houses for a couple of years, and here it is 3 years after the fact, and people are still acting like savages to one another.
Are you allowed to say that? Isn't that like some kind of istophobic something?
Oh fuck, I don't care. I'm gonna be people are angrier drivers now. That is true.
I always was an angry driver. So.
People said they don't have a sense of purpose or meaning now. That's wow.
Well, I know people can't talk to each other, and I hear us a lot from younger people, especially. They just feel like they don't know what they're going to do with themselves.
Well, this is the thing too, because like at the job situation, and we've talked about dating before, especially with Gen Z. They said everything is so weird now with dating, and a lot of people just aren't dating. But the job situation, you can't depend on your job being there in 6 months. It used to be you got a job, and for the most part, unless it was some fly-by-night company, you knew you could work there if you did a good job pretty much as long as you wanted to. And that is not the case.
That hasn't been the case for decades, honestly. But yeah.
My job of 12 years in the entertainment industry. Yeah, a lot of people lost their jobs. COVID ruined the tipping culture. Yeah, now I'm expected to tip everyone everywhere. The freaking movie theater asked for a tip. Like you charge me $12 for popcorn and you want a tip on top of that?
Yeah, no, it's because it's bullshit. And what they're doing is they're just, not paying their people and then expecting the customer to pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, it goes on. The medical industry.
Oh, yeah, education too.
Education.
A lot of teachers quit.
Friendships. It really feels like, I'm not trying to put the tinfoil hat on, but it feels like the purpose of the pandemic was so much bigger than just, what people are assuming. I think it was about breaking society and breaking a lot of us. That is what I think it was about. And things are not going back to normal as fast as I thought they would. But there definitely is a before time. And I think people are going to long for that. It would be hilarious if in 10 years, everything looks like it's 1990s all over again. And people just
be happy to see that, actually.
Well, it'd be wild if people were like, yeah, we just use the technology. Yeah, AI and all this technology is all available. And all this stuff's available. Social media is available, whatever. We use it sparingly and we've learned how to use it. And
except for watching our videos, then you'll watch them all the time.
Yeah. The way YouTube's going, they won't be around in 10 years. But what I'm saying? I think people might go back to being like let's just like, we have this thing, but we don't have to use this thing, right? We have it. It has a purpose, but it's better if we're not all connected 24/7. We overused it and society went to shit. Just saying. That's what I think could happen. And I think it might happen with Gen Z because they're getting sick and tired of all this. Are we going to wrap it up?
Yes.
All right. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.